Update. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband that I don't want to be a single mom of 3 kids? Original post. So, my husband, 42 male, and me, 31 female, have been married for 12 years. We have 2 kids, 8 male and 4 female. Our marriage is not great. His mother and sister often give unsolicited advice on my parenting, our marriage, and life in general. It is better in the last few months since I sit down my husband multiple times. We talked and this time he listened, so they backed off. Not completely, but it is better. In last few weeks, husband started mentioning having a 3rd child, which fills me with dread. I love children, always wanted a big family, but it would be too much. I cook, clean, take care of kids, and work part-time from home. He doesn't really help with the house, which I am fine with, nor with kids, which is a problem. I changed all diapers, woke up at night. I take care of fevers, doctor appointments, school, playdates, everything. The mere thought of now going through another pregnancy, then taking care of a baby, makes me want to cry. I know I would have to do it all practically alone, because my husband provides and women have been doing it for centuries. I should pull my weight and not be spoiled. It all culminated last night. After another of his, "I take great care of you and kids and we should have a 3rd" monologues, I snapped. I told him that he really doesn't. That kids barely know him. When he comes home from work, he doesn't pay attention to them, except to snap on our daughter when she's too loud. He doesn't know anything about our days because he doesn't ask, and I stopped telling him because he wasn't listening anyway. He is not a great father nor husband as he likes to preach, and I have no desire to be a single mom of a 3rd child. 2 are quite enough, thank you. He stared at me dumbfounded, then called me a C-word. Delusional and ungrateful, then stormed out to his mother's house. So, am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Well, good for you. Also, I'm pretty sure at 19 getting married to a 30-year-old was a huge red flag. We got married after dating for 9 months. I know, so I was 18 when we started dating and when we got married. I know now that that is a huge red flag, but I genuinely didn't see it that way back then. Sunk cost fallacy. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life with this loser? You're still young. Don't wait until it is too late to leave. Not the a-hole. Tell him you already have a 3rd child. Him. I wouldn't trust him not to sabotage birth control. I'd get an IUD. Divorce would be better. She said she doesn't want to be a single mother. But how is how she's living now any different from that? Divorce would be better for sure. Definitely not the a-hole. I do wonder why you stay with him though. I read this a while back and honestly the person who wrote it was correct. What was the biggest shock when you became a lone parent after splitting with your partner? My kids were 3, 6, 9, and 40. Once the 40-year-old moved out, my workload lightened so much it was stunning. Sure, there were less dishes and laundry and general crap around the house, but the real workload, the telling him what he needed to be doing, following behind him and then doing it myself anyway, just vanished. Poof. I didn't have to check to see if he picked up the right kid at the right time. I didn't have to argue over who would stay home with his sick child. I didn't have to remember birthdays and anniversaries on his calendar. All I had to do was everything I had done all along, by myself. The biggest change was my mood. I wasn't resentful or angry or making excuses for him anymore. I was just doing what needed to be done, without all this extra baggage of trying to teach someone to be an adult, or coach a fully grown man into how to take care of things that had to be done to raise a family. The most amazing thing? Every other weekend. I swear to God, I hadn't had 2 days to do whatever I felt like doing, maybe in my life. Definitely not in 10 years or so. No worries, no listening for crashes or screams, no checking on kids every 10 minutes, or cleaning up spilled paint, or limping from hidden Legos in the carpet. 2 whole days. The very first weekend he took the kids, he brought them back early Sunday morning, looking stressed. Did I have any idea? I told him I might know what that's like. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for over a decade. I knew exactly what it meant to be responsible for little lives and the things they get into. I yeeted that idea straight into the sun, and he did finally learn how to manage 3 kids for 2 days. And I got blissful, guilt-free silence. To have a little slice of life, to do absolutely nothing if I wanted. There wasn't milk left out on the counter. There weren't muddy footprints up the carpeted stairs. There wasn't a leaky ceiling from a tub filled to the brim for ship wars. For 2 days, every 2 weeks. Best thing ever. Now for the first update. Morning after I made this post, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law showed up at my house. At this point, there was still no word from my husband. Let's call him Ray. It was obvious that they expected me to be alone. My kids were with brother-in-law at my sister Mary's house. She was with me. So we all sat down to have a conversation. I know I was being annoying, but I kept repeating that I don't see a point of that. Conversation should happen between Ray and me. We are grown-ups and married. I didn't see a reason for them to meddle. They took great offense to that. My mother-in-law at one point said that she doesn't understand what happened to me. I am not the girl her son married anymore. I said, of course I'm not. He married a teenager, and I'm now a grown woman. She turned beet red and started screaming at me, to which Mary said she is going to call police if she doesn't calm down. After a few insults, mostly how I'm abusing her son and how bad of a mother I am, they left. Ray showed up a few hours later. Not to ask about our children or to see how I am, but to berate me on how I treated his mother. Again, I think Mary being there changed his plan, since he toned it down when she came downstairs. He demanded for her to leave. She refused and said that she is going to go upstairs so we can have a conversation, but she is not going anywhere until I ask her to, which I didn't. He started with basically saying that I am a bad wife, that I don't love him since I don't want more kids, and I blamed him for it. That I shouldn't be speaking with him like that. He is a great father to our kids, etc. I asked which kids he hasn't seen in 3 days, and didn't ask how or where they are. He then freaked out when I told him they are at brother-in-law and Mary's house, calling them both vile names that I don't want to repeat. Our conversation lasted an hour and nothing productive came out of it. We were going in circles. I was scared because he multiple times started grinding his teeth and putting his hands in fists, but he would calm down after a few seconds. I said if he is not willing to work on our marriage and thinks that he is completely in the right, we should get a divorce. He, at first, said fine. If that's what I want, I should pack my stuff and leave. I started packing. He ranted how I'm going to live without him, how he can't wait for me to explain to kids why they are moving in similar. I said that kids are not moving anywhere. They are staying in the house, and which parent stays here is taking care of them. He really couldn't comprehend what I'm saying. I am not turning our kids' lives upside down. Divorce is enough of a change. They are not going anywhere. Then his tune changed. He was willing to hear me out. I swear I thought I'm going to pop a blood vessel from rage. I said I don't care anymore. We are getting a divorce. Only questions are about logistics and our kids. To not make this post even longer, this also went in circles. He then grabbed my shoulders and started shaking me. Mary got involved. They started pushing each other. I called the police. We managed to push him through the door and locked it. He left before police came. We gave statements and I stayed in the house. I am fine, but Mary has a few scratches. Currently, I'm bombarded with text from his family. Again, not a peep from him. I am filing for divorce. I don't know why I thought that this can end any differently, but I'm also glad that I tried. For people who found my previous posts, I am ashamed of how I was speaking about Mary, but I was envious until I realized that I was projecting my unhappiness with my life onto her. She didn't deserve it. She was, and still is, an amazing sister and even better person. Thank you all. I got amazing advice and words of encouragement. Internet can also be full of wonderful people, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Good job leaving that bastard. Yes, it's a relief to read a post like that with a good ending. This one is a damn good divorce. I'm afraid for her safety though. Hopefully soon to be X behaves himself. You're right to be afraid. The most dangerous time for a woman is before she exits her relationship. Be very careful now. He sounds exactly like one of the men who end up harming his wife when she files for a divorce. Do not ever see him alone again. Those are the most dangerous moments. Anything that needs to be discussed can be discussed over the phone. Always have witnesses or protection with you. Secure your devices. Make sure there are no trackers or any cameras around, listening devices, etc. Please look up how to protect yourself online. His reactions are scary, and he will feel justified harming you. Beware. Share your location with Mary and other trusted people, for instance via Google Maps. Maybe never turn it off. I have an emergency emoji. It doesn't matter which one. Friends know that means SOS police. AirTags cannot be hidden. They notify you, so no worries there. And trust your gut. My ex came here and I had a bad feeling a few days before that I told a few friends about. Glad I didn't open that door. Now for the second update 5 months later. Hi everyone. It's been a while since I posted, and probably not a lot of people remember my post, but people were messaging me to see if I was okay, so I wanted to update. I am officially divorced as of this morning. We signed the papers a few days ago, but today I got the divorce certificate. So much has happened. I don't think people would believe me if I tried to type it all, so I'm going to do just the most important stuff. In the weeks after I made my post, my ex Ray decided that he wants to work on our marriage, that he will try to be a better husband and win me back. That mostly consisted of him harassing me, calling me constantly from multiple numbers, sending me flowers, chocolates, and candy. I don't even eat sweets, and showing up randomly at places where I regularly go. We live in a small town, around 15,000 people, so it became the town's gossip. It felt like everyone was talking about me. My ex-mother-in-law tried really hard to paint me as some mentally unstable, nasty person who just one day decided to destroy a family. She attacked me at a child's birthday party when I was dropping off my son, sister-in-law's child's birthday. Then she tried to say bad things about me to my kids. Luckily, Ray put a stop to that. She did everything and anything to make me feel like crap, while saying that she would like nothing more than for Ray and me to be back together. I didn't want to keep her from my kids, so I let them spend time with her, father-in-law, sister-in-law, and her kids. She took my kids to the park that she knows I think is unsafe. It is unsafe, old, and rusty. She also took them to buy them shoes. I know this is a weird thing to be angry and hurt about, but I have some childhood trauma, and I need to know that the shoes fit right and are not too small. It's not a big thing overall, but she did it intentionally to hurt me. I lost it when I came to pick them up and was told they bought new shoes. Everyone was there, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and Ray, so I just screamed at everyone. I called mother-in-law names that I didn't even know I knew, told Ray that he is spineless, worthless excuse for a man, called father-in-law a houseplant. It makes more sense in my language. Basically, I called him useless, and told sister-in-law that she is very brave when she gossips, but is a doormat to her husband and mother. Luckily, kids were outside, so they know we were fighting, but didn't hear what was said. Nobody said anything to me. They were shocked. I had to call my sister on my way home because I didn't think I could drive, so I parked and waited. She picked me up, we put kids to bed, and I just cried. I think I cried for 5 hours straight. I hated who I become. I was sad or angry all the time. Everyone annoyed me. It was just awful. It did get better, though. Next time Ray cornered me in a grocery store, I threatened to call the police. And when he kept calling, I actually did. Police told me that they will give him a warning. They told him that next time he tries to speak to me and is not directly about children, he will spend the night in jail, and he would get harassment charges. The police officer also gave me his personal number if I want clarification on what can be reported. Again, small place. We went to the same school. I joined a group that my sister started, where we do things in a community, like we would get together and pick trash from parks, paint fences or benches, get older people to appointments or get them groceries, things like that. I started cleaning a house of an older lady with cancer who lives alone. She insisted to start paying me, and combined with my part-time job and rent, me and my sister inherited a house from our mother that we rent out and split the money. Now I have a decent income. After many awful, exhausting weeks, Ray agreed to divorce me. I agreed to not get alimony if I get to stay in the house with kids, only child support. I don't want my kids to suffer, but it did make me sad that they didn't seem to miss their father. School therapists talked with them and they are fine. They accept the divorce, as much as they understand due to their age. We had a lot of conversations about what this means for them, me and Ray. They are good, well-adjusted children. but it made me feel stupid and incompetent. What was I doing all these years? Doing everything for a man who was such a bad parent that his kids don't even miss him? How dumb am I? I started going outside more, spent more time with people, and it's great. Turns out that, no matter how much mother-in-law tried, it's hard to convince people that I am a bad person, since a lot of them know me since I was a child, and they also know my ex-husband's family. So there's that. Thank you all. I was very confused and very scared when I posted, but I'm so glad that I did. A lot of you helped me and make me see things clearly, and I am forever going to be grateful. Your kids are well-adjusted. This means you did the opposite of stupid and incompetent. That line hit me hard too. Like if the kids are good and stable, that says everything about her, not the other way around. She's done way better than she thinks. Congratulations! You took back your life. You stood up for yourself against your bullies, and you regained the relationship with your sister. Keep that shiny spine and continue to grow. I'm very proud of you. Last story. Am I the a-hole for giving my wife a dirty plate to eat off of at dinner? My wife is a nurse, and she works long hours. Therefore, I handle everything in the household. She has been picking up more shifts recently because the hospital is understaffed. I am the one doing the chores, taking care of the kids, making food, and I also work. It's all me. She has one chore, and that is when she comes home. She needs to do the dishes. The kids are usually asleep by the time she gets home, so I usually make dinner for the kids and wait until she gets home to reheat the food for her. The main issue is that she has not been cleaning the dishes. I have talked to her multiple times, but nothing has changed. She gets home, eats, and goes right to bed. She always claims she's too tired after her shift to do the dishes, and when I suggest she does them in the morning, she claims there is not enough time before she needs to get to work. It is extremely frustrating to wake up and they are not done. That leads to me having to do the dishes at some point. We're talking about this again last Saturday, and she has not done the dishes since. 4 days of not doing them, and I have not done them either. I have ran out of dishes and served dinner to the kids on paper plates tonight. She got home after the kids were asleep and I handed her a dirty plate to eat off of. I told her that she can use that to reheat the food. We were not happy and we got into an argument. She called me a prick for handing her a dirty plate to eat off of, and that I was home, so I would have cleaned some dishes. I pointed out that this is her job, and I am not going to do it. That if she won't clean the dishes, then she can eat off a dirty plate. She is calling me a jerk. I told my sister of the situation, and she said I am being petty. I don't think I am. Edit, because people have continued to ask. I work in construction 40 to 50 hours. She works in the hospital 36 to 60, highly dependent on what is happening at the hospital. If she picks up more shifts or not, 36 is her normal, and depending on the week if she grabs 1 to 2 extra shifts. Now for the comments. Wild, because if OP was the wife who handed her husband a dirty dish after he refused to do the one household chore, she would have people telling her to divorce him. OP works, takes care of the home, cooks and cares for the children. He asks for one chore to be done by his wife, and when she won't, he should just roll over and do it? Not the a-hole, and I probably will be downvoted for this. She has one chore. You are doing everything else, including raising kids, and all she needs to do is wash the dishes. If you have a dishwasher, that is literally 10 minutes. You have one in comment. Even without a dishwasher, it is like 30 minutes. You might as well be a single parent. You're not even a stay-at-home parent since you also work. You work in construction. It's not like you have an easy job either. Yep, post starts out like he's a stay-at-home dad, and I was like, shut the heck up and wash the dishes, bro. Then got hit with the construction work info, and I was like, oh hell no, she can have that dirty plate, lol.